Another Stanley Cup update, and here is John Wells.
Once more to the Boston Garden, the Stanley Cup update. And here's Mike Bossy. The Bruins a little weary in game one of the series. Bossy beating Peters cleanly there. And Bob Bourne and the Sutter brothers extremely effective tonight this time. Bourne setting up Daryl Sutter, and it's 4-0 Islanders in the second.
At the Boston Garden, the Islanders in the dark blue uniforms are leading the Bruins 4-0 in the third period of the first game of their Wales Conference Final. Hockey Night in Canada, keeping you posted on that game. And here is John Wells.
A little happier crowd in the Boston Garden right now as the Bruins are finally on the scoreboard. Mike Gillis is set up for Barry Peterson out in front. He just deflects it through the legs of Billy Smith. It's now 4-1 Islanders in the third.
And as Wally Harris hands out this penalty, let's have another Stanley Cup update with John Wells.
17 seconds after Peterson, a brilliant play by Ray Bourque, who goes in all alone and takes Smith with him on the first move as the Bruins come back to life. It's now 4-2, Islanders leading in the third.
A little pushing match after that last offside. We welcome the Hockey Night in Canada audience to our Boston Garden USA network telecast. We're here with 8 minutes 16 seconds left in the game. It is the Boston Bruins 2, the Islanders 4. It was 4-0 Islanders with 2 goals in 17 seconds in the third period by Barry Peterson and Ray Bourque have narrowed the score to 4-2. I'm Dan Kelly. Gary Green's alongside, and what looked like an easy game for the Islanders, Gary, has now turned into quite a third period.
The Bruins have showed a lot of character and class. They came from a 2-0 deficit to beat the Buffalo Sabres in the 7th game. Who knows what they may do yet in this building tonight.
The Islander goals have been scored by Brent Sutter, Thomas Janssen, Mike Bossy, and Dwayne Sutter. Here are the Islanders clearing it in, but Mike O'Connell leads a 3-on-2 Bruin break to Middleton. Back to O'Connell, and Gord Lane broke it up. Hotka now clearing it. Here's the centering pass to Middleton. Kluzak had the puck bounce outside the line on him, and when he shot it back in, the play is whistled down on an offside. The number 1 draft choice of the Bruins, Kluzak, who's come into his own here in the playoffs.
He's had to come from off the bench where he's been for a lot of the season. Didn't get a lot of ice time to replace Hillier and Milbury, who are both out of the lineup. Kenny Morrow, as we had talked about in the second period, in the first period, very steady defenseman for the New York Islanders.
Brian's Trache ready on this face-off against Tom Fergus. Bruce Crowder kicks it back to Ray Bourque, and Bourque flips it into the Islander zone. This is Ken Morrow. Fergus into forecheck. Now Luke Dufour into help-up. Drops it to Brad Park. Shoots one, and Smith. A glove save on Parks. Rocket from the right point.
You notice when that puck goes back to the blue line to Park, the Islander defense, they really try to give him a clear shot of things. You notice Janssen just off to the right of our screen. They're clearing the Bruins' bodies out best they can to give Billy Smith a good sight line on that puck.
There you see the second-year Bruins center Tom Fergus talking things over with the linesman Bob Hodges. The Bruins get the draw. Bourque at the point. His shot blocked. Now Bourque centered one, and Thomas Janssen cleared it. Bruce Crowder gets it, and Trache feeds to Mike Bossy. Bossy to Thomas Janssen, number 3. Janssen into Trache, a shot. Peters the save. Rebound. Bossy put it in front, but Bruce Crowder broke it up, and the Bruins come back. Bruce Crowder's high shot, gloved by Billy Smith. Now Bourne behind the goal. The Bruins steal it. Out to Fergus. That shot off Thomas Janssen and over the glass and into the crowd. And the faceoff will be in the Islander zone with 7:04 left in regulation time.
Some good end-to-end action here. Pete Peters, he's had a lot of work on him tonight. Watch as Trottier, he comes up with the initial drive, but that loose puck laying right there on the doorstep. Bossy tried to get it, wasn't successful. Pete Peters, I think he's tiring a little bit, Dan. He's starting to give up a few more rebounds, something he gave none of during the first and second period.
Peterson with Gillis and Middleton on the wings. We mentioned earlier Jerry Cheevers has broken up his big line here in the third period, and has Gillis out replacing Krushelnyski on the left side. Trottier and Peterson ready for the face-off. Trottier's tossed out. The Islanders, as Al Arbor usually does for a face-off in his end, has another center on the ice, so Butch Goring steps in. Peterson wins the draw to Middleton. Rick Middleton, number 16. Clearing it around on the board. Now Middleton checks Trottier. Middleton to Mike Gillis. He gets it in front. Peterson fanned on it. And now Goring comes up with the puck. The Islanders have a 3-on-2 break. Goring to Dennis Potvin with a shot off the glass. Lord Lane held it in. Now Kluzak gets it for the Bruins. To Gillis. Shot to center. Lane knocks that down. Peterson couldn't clear it in, and back comes Bob Nystrom for New York. Kluzak tying Nystrom up. Gillis and Tonelli fight for it. Now Nystrom for New York. Check Mike Kluzak, able to center it, but Peter McNabb is there for the Bruins. To Mike O'Connell. Morrow tying him up. Now a loose puck on the board. Nystrom to Tonelli, but Kluzak intercepts. Head manning it to Keith Crowder, but intercepting it was Johnson, who shoots it right back in. Here's Keith Crowder. Over to Krushelnyski. To Keith Crowder. Brent Sutter ties him up, and Bob Nystrom, number 23 for New York. Less than 6 minutes to play in regulation time as the Islanders dump it in. The Islanders are leading 4-2. Here's Ray Bourque, number 7. Smith makes the save.
Great action in Boston. We'll keep you posted as to the outcome of that game. More goals from Boston as they occur. Next, the Smythe Trophy winners. We remember Bobby Orr's first playoff.
They're now late in the game at the Boston Garden. Less than 2 minutes to play. The Islanders lead 5-2 as you're seeing live action from Boston. Hockey Night in Canada, keeping you posted on that game. And, of course, this one here in Edmonton tonight. And don't forget, Thursday, you'll see Game 2 of the Islanders Bruins. And on the weekend, you'll see Game 3 of their series and Game 3 of this series. A lot of great hockey this week. So there's less than a minute left in that game as the play is in the Islanders zone. Now let's get to some Stanley Cup update action for the Boston Garden. There's just a few seconds left in the game. The Islanders are leading 5-2. Potvin controls the puck like he's done much of the night. Tonelli, what a hard worker he is, with a shot right on Peters in the dying seconds of the game. That should be a great series, Gary.
And Billy Smith, the goaltender of the Islanders, who always seems to come up big come playoff time, as the Islanders win 5-2 in the opener.